Okay, so I think that's enough muscle biology. Let's move on into the factory and how this worked. Okay, so we got to our point where we've cleaned up all of our muscles, we've gotten rid of the guts, we had a good day, we got piles of yellow sand shells and washboards. What are we going to do with them next? Well, here in Parkin, there were several button factories. And at these button factories, I've got an image of them. This is not from Parkin, but it would look just like this. They had these special machines that what they would do is they would drill into the shells to make what they call a blank. And what is a blank? A blank is this thing right here. It is nothing more than a little piece of shell that's been drilled out like this. And this is what you would do all day long. You would drill one shell after another. And the factories, there were different ways that they worked. We interviewed one person that owned a factory here in town, and they would actually go out, and typically they caught their own shells and brought them back to the factory to cut. Sometimes what businesses would do is they would buy the shells from people. You would have people that would go out and catch the shells, and then the factory would buy them, and they would get to the point where they would make blanks like these. So here in Parkin, this is as far as the process got. They would drill out these blanks, and then these were shipped away. Most of them, from what we know, probably went to Muscatine, Iowa. And there they would, I'm not going to get this out, you guys know what a button is. They would make these buttons, they would finish the buttons up there. But drilling shells is kind of a tricky job. We actually have an old machine here, and we've got a photo of us actually drilling a blank out. I can actually say I have drilled a blank before. That's about the most I've done in the industry, but I have done a couple of these before. But it's not just as simple as getting this thing out and going to work on it. You took a little skill. And I brought these here because I figured this would be a good way to demonstrate this. When you were cutting into these, you wanted to get the most blanks out of here as you could. Now, this one here, this was probably one that I didn't cut because they got two nice clean cuts right there. Look at this right here. We've got a nice cut right there, but not here. It looks like what happened is they drilled one blank here and one blank here, and then that broke in the middle. And what happens is these blanks were no good then, because you wanted nice round ones like this. And so you basically have wasted that shell. Now, in some places, the way that it would work is you were only given so many shells, and if you started to waste a lot, you didn't get paid as much. This work was all done by piecemeal, and piecemeal basically means you didn't get an hourly wage or a daily wage. You got paid by the number of parts that you made a day. And so you got paid so much per button or blank.